Hi guys, it's Amber. Today's video is going to be about books. So many books, so little time, and so heavy. So, what are we going to do with these books? We are going to go through the books and decide what we're going to keep and what we're going to get rid of, because these videos are on how to clean your house out. Let's clean out together. You ready? I'm ready. All right, so as you can see, I had some cute little Disney books here. Disney books in Spanish. I never learned Spanish. I lived in Miami for 8 years and I still speak terrible Spanglish. So I'm going to sell these books to someone who will appreciate them a lot more than I do. I'm going to get rid of these and a whole bunch of other books. How do I do that? So this is where I start when I think about organizing my books. It's a daunting task. You may have hundreds of books. They may be very heavy. They may fill up entire bookshelves or entire rooms in your home. So what you're going to do is you're going to take every book in your house.
I am not kidding.
Every single book in your house, you're going to take them all into one room and organize them. So you're just going to start pulling shelves out of your bookshelves. You're just going to take a whole shelf, go plop it in a stack. Take another shelf, plop it in a stack next to that stack. Take a whole nother shelf, plop it in a stack next to that one. So you're going to get a whole stacks of books. And then you're going to sort from there. You can be the first line of defense in what you want to keep and what you don't. And if anyone really wants to keep a book, put it in the keep pile and it goes right back in the bookshelf. Put it right back in. It doesn't have to be organized. Just make sure it's separate from the books that you have not gone through or the books that you're getting rid of. So as I went through the books and I decided which ones I was automatically keeping, I threw them back on the bookshelf. I didn't sort them. I literally just put them right back in. So I'm just trying to get rid of what I don't want, and then I'm going to keep these. So I put them back in a spot where I know they're safe. They're not going to get mixed up with the books I'm getting rid of. And then I'll get back to these and I'll sort these and organize them later. So as you can see, I've got an assortment of everything. I've got some math books, some dictionaries, some, you know, guide to sewing. So they're all mixed up right now. Just throw them back in somewhere safe. It can be in a bookshelf, it can be in boxes, whatever. Just don't get them mixed up with the ones that you're getting rid of. For the books that you're keeping, put them in the bookshelf and don't sort them. Don't categorize them. Literally just put them in the bookshelf as you go through them. They're going to be all mixed up. Get back to them later after you decide which ones are staying in your household and which ones are going out of your household. After you split those two categories, then you can sort and arrange and make everything nice. But just throw it back in the bookshelf. Again, if you have hundreds of books, people usually have a significant amount of books. So if you have lots and lots of books, it's going to take you a while. So again, I'm trying to help you do it quickly, efficiently, without getting hung up on books and without wasting your time on just a few books. So I also waited to do all the big sets until the end, so I didn't have to haul them all over the house. So we decided we were keeping this one, so we just left it in the bookshelf.
Oh my gosh, that is disgusting.
So what I do is I take all the books out of the bookshelf, put them in the middle of the room in big old stacks. So then my bookshelves are empty. As I go through books, if I want to keep it, so let's say I go, Cinderella, I got plenty of those now. Bambi, I don't have this one, I'm going to keep this one. So I'll go put it right back in the bookshelf. And then this one, I don't know about this one. So I'll put this in a maybe pile and I'll put this in a category. So I'll categorize this as children's books. So I'm going to make a label with my little trusty dusty box with my labels. So I'm going to make a label, just put it on top of the stack of books that you have, or put it in front of the stack of books so you can continue stacking on top. And then I'll put this in a maybe pile, categorized as children. And then I'll put that on the other side of the room that I'm using to organize. So these are the maybe piles. So we went through all the books and we pulled out books that were maybes. So we want to look through them more, open them up, maybe read a few pages and see if we want to keep them or not. So as you can see, I have all my labels. I've got children's books, religious books, antique books. So maybe ones that we'll sell if we don't want, because they're very old, some from the 1800s, DIY books, a history book, some art books. As you see, extra labels back there. Cooking books, and then all the textbooks. So as you can see, Our textbooks and science books are pretty significant. All the books on the floor that you saw not in bins, those are my maybe piles. So those are books that we looked at and said, I know I want to keep a book like this, but let's see what we have and pick the best 1 or 2 books, and then we'll keep that. Or maybe you're thinking about doling out books to children. So let's say your kids have all flown the coop and now you have grandchildren and you want to look through children's books. So let's say you take the children's books and you want to divvy them up. So you want to put all of them in a maybe pile and then decide, oh, you know, this would be good for grandbaby number 1. And, you know, these other books, maybe I'll give them to grandbaby number 2. So whatever you want to do with that maybe pile, it's up to you. But it gives you time to think about it and to sort through it. Give yourself time. Don't rush yourself. Don't emotionally psych yourself out or stress yourself out. So have a yes, no, and a maybe pile. Always when it comes to books, because there's so many books that you want to get through them. So let's say for the how-to books, I already pulled out my favorite how-to books, but we're going to look through this stack again, and I might keep something that I think I could use in the future, and then my parents might keep the best how-to book that they like, and they'll look through there and go, oh, you know what, I think this is the best book out of the stack. Let's keep this one, get rid of the others. Again, you don't need 7 books on the same subject, right? Now, if you love collecting books, go right ahead and keep them. But, you know, I don't need 7 how-to books on woodworking. I need 1 or 2. You don't want to get hung up on a book in the middle of your sorting process. So you don't want to be looking at this book and trying to decide and you realize 10 minutes has gone by and you've only done 3 books. You're not going to feel productive. So literally just take the books, be like, maybe, let's put it in the maybe pile. No, we're selling it. Put it in the no pile. Yes, I'm keeping it. You know, and then pass it on to the next person and make sure they agree with stuff. So that's how I go through books. Again, if you have lots of books, it's going to take a while. I've been sorting through books and it's taken about 2 months to get through all the books in the house. We had to hunt down every book possible. There are books in boxes, books in bookshelves, books shoved in nooks and crannies in the weirdest spots, like in a kitchen cabinet. And they were like math books in a kitchen cabinet. They were not cookbooks. So you'll find books in very odd places. You know, maybe someone shoved a book under a dresser to keep it even. So you're gonna have to dig those books out. So just find all the books in your house, gather them all into one room, plop them down, start sorting. And then this Cinderella book that I decided to get rid of, this is going to be in the definitely sell pile. So this is something that I don't want. I asked the other people in my house, do you want this book? They say, no, we're good. We can get rid of it. So you're going to put this in the sell pile. So eBay, nextdoor.com, donation, whatever you're doing with it. You know, or even the kid next door might enjoy it. Even label the bookshelf. Take a piece of paper, put a big label on it. It says, to keep. Put the paper right on top of the stack of books in the bookshelf, or even squeeze it between 2 books so it's kind of hanging out so people know, oh, this bookshelf's gone through. It's to keep. We're not touching these books. We'll organize them later, you know, and put them on the bookshelf in nice, neat orders so they're pretty. But we're going to do that later. So we're just trying to get through it right now. We're not trying to make it look pretty yet. So label everything. So we'll put this in the bookshelf with a label, to keep. This will be in my to sell pile. So this will be in the bins. So it'll be in the children's bin. And this will be in the middle of my room with a label on it that says children. So we can go through this stack later and decide. It's easier if you give people in your household options. So I talked about the fact that we're going to have videos later on. We're going to talk about emotions and cleaning out and some of the struggles of cleaning out with other people who are struggling with cleaning out. They don't want to clean out emotionally. They're very attached to all of their things. You know, you have to be respectful to their wishes as well, especially if it's one of their items. You know, if it's your item in the household, you know, feel free to do with it as you wish. But if it's a family item, discuss it with your family. You know, have the family sit in a row and just pass the book down and say yes or no, maybe. Don't give them a yes or no option because that'll stress them out. Because if they kind of like it, but they don't know if they're going to use it again, they lock up and then they get upset. So give them a maybe option. So say, oh, well, there's a maybe pile. Put it in there. Think about it later. You know, come back to it in a week. Come back to it tomorrow. See if you still want it. I am keeping books for myself and for my parents. And then the other books I'm going to get rid of. And the ways I want to get rid of those books is through donations, eBay, Nextdoor.com, and Garage Sale. So these are all of my bins. Each one has a different category of books. And then as you can see here, I have my trusty dusty bin with me. This goes with me everywhere. I already told you that. I have that so I can label everything. So as you see, these guys are labeled. So I've got poetry and religion books here. I have a bunch more to go in there. These were books that were just posted and they need to be sorted into these bins. So these are already sorted, posted, and all that. So these I'm posting on eBay or Nextdoor.com. So I figure out the prices of the books and then I decide where they're going to go and which one is appropriate, which one I'll make more money off of, which one has a market. Like these Spanish books here, this would be great for eBay. I don't think these would be popular on Nextdoor.com. I don't think I can sell them locally. So I will sell them on eBay where I have a larger market where anyone in the country or even the world can buy them. I do international shipping. So I just pick and choose how I'm gonna sell them and then I categorize them. So I'll start with my categories. I have kids books. This is great for kids of any ages. My next category is how-to. So this is how-to, activity books, all sorts of stuff. I've got step-by-step sewing books. I've got dollhouse decorating books. So I've got all sorts of how-to books and I kind of put them all in the same category. My next one is just generic books. So reading books, fun books, coffee table books, things like that. This category I call EDU. So these are educational books. So here I've got a math book, I've got a children's book, so Why Do Birds Sing? So a lot of scientific books. Here I've got a book on music, this is on American inventors. So they don't exactly have to be textbooks, but they can be educational books. So this bin here is dictionary and reference and sets. So I keep these together and then I check if I have doubles or if I'm missing a book. So then when I post, I can post it appropriately. Or if I have a double, I can sell it individually. Maybe someone's missing one from their set and they just want to buy one book, not a whole set, so they can make their set complete. Here I have art. I have a lot more art books to go in here. So as you can see, I have this large book laying in the bottom. I have it nice and flat so it doesn't get bent. And then down here, I've got food and health books. So as you can see in here, I've got all sorts of cooking, diet books, all sorts of things like that. And then this one, I've got poetry. So poetry books, some people really like poetry books, so I think I'm gonna pull those out. I do have more books. Again, I'm still in the middle of sorting, just like you are. And then here I've got religious books. So I have a whole bunch of extra Bibles. So we're gonna pick which ones we want. As I mentioned in the video, we're gonna pick our favorites. So we're gonna put them all in a stack, pick our favorites, and then pull them out, and then decide which ones we're keeping, which ones we're getting rid of. So the ones that we're getting rid of and we're selling or donating or posting on Nextdoor.com, we're gonna put here. And then my last category is travel. So this is just different places. So like I've got Connecticut River, New England, international travel books in the bottom as well. So these are the categories that I had the most books of. Again, your categories may be very, very different. You know, if you're an artist, you may have different categories of art that you need to sort your books into, or if you have many children and they've grown up and moved out, there's tons of books to go through. So you decide what categories you need, but these are the categories that I chose, so hopefully it gives you an idea of what to choose for yourself. So my first line of cleaning out is going to be eBay. So I'm going to choose which books are eBay appropriate by pricing them on eBay. So I take all the books that I'm going to get rid of and I price them out on eBay. So I type this in on eBay and then I'm going to see what pops up. If it's under $4, I'm not going to post it on eBay. I don't think it's worth it to ship it. It's really hard to sell a book on eBay if it's going for only $2 or $3. I'm going to sell this set on eBay because it's going for more than a few dollars. Let's say I look this book up on eBay and it's only going for $2. I'm not going to post it on eBay. I'm not going to bother using all of the time and energy and effort of posting it to only get it for $1 or maybe even less than that. So I'm going to put it on Nextdoor.com because I have plenty of neighbors that love books. I think eBay is a much better market for this because you have an international market and a national market. So for example, if I was living in Florida, I could definitely sell this on Nextdoor.com because there's a higher Spanish speaking population there. I live in Central Maryland right now. Not a lot of Spanish speakers here. If eBay and Nextdoor.com doesn't work out, I'm just gonna throw them out in a box in a garage sale. Hopefully someone will get them. And if I can't sell them through eBay, Nextdoor.com, or a garage sale, I'm gonna donate them to some kind of rummage sale or some organization that can use these books, maybe even to a friend who has children who would really love these books, something like that. So I'll find a place to get rid of them. But that's my chain of organization that I go through to get rid of my books currently. So as you can see, I have hundreds of books. So what am I going to do with these books? I organize them into bins. So as you see, my bins are all organized into categories. So those are categories that are popular in my household. So maybe you have tons of books on art, or maybe you have tons of books on language because your family really loves traveling and loves learning new languages. So depending on your family and your situation, you may have different types of books. So just organize them into your most popular categories. So those are the few categories that I organize them into for my house, so I could kind of group them and then sell them as a group. So when I go on Nextdoor.com, I'm actually going to post as a whole group. So I'll post about 25 books and I'll say these are all cookbooks or diet books. And then I'll post all the pictures. And then I'll post a mass picture. So like, you know, the picture where they're all laid out on the floor and then you put all the books right next to each other. So it just kind of gives people a view of the assortment of books that you have. So I'll do that. I'll post them in clusters and in categories. So I'm not going to post these books individually on Nextdoor.com. I'll post them as a group in a category in a post. So if I post, I'll say something like cookbooks. All books are $4, or message me for prices. So I'll make it easy for the person scrolling to say, oh, these are all cookbooks. Let me scroll through. You know, maybe I'll want 3 cookbooks. That's $12. Make it easy for them. If it's super difficult and you're posting one book at a time, you're probably not going to get a lot of customers. So group it together into a category so people are drawn in. So I'm sorry I didn't post last week, but I was resting because someone hurt their little wing. I dislocated my elbow right before the 4th of July.
So that was fun.
And I haven't really been able to do anything because I'm not supposed to be using my arm. It's supposed to be in a sling, but today it's 97 degrees and I don't want my sausage sweaty arm in a sling. All right, I hope you like my shirt. You ready? So it says back and body hurt. Because my back and my body hurts, especially my elbow. Thank you for joining me in this video today about cleaning out your house, and particularly when it comes to books. Books. So I hope this helped you. It's certainly helping me. I found a system, so I hope you can use at least a part of my system or some suggestions from my system, and you can clean out the books in your house. And you can use your new bookshelf space for some of those books that have cluttered everything up. You can get rid of those books and put beautiful collectibles, antiques, pictures of family and loved ones on those cleaned out bookshelves now. So I hope you enjoy your new space that you've cleaned out, and I hope you can share the love of reading with someone else. Thank you so much for coming to my video today. My name's Amber. Thanks for cleaning out with me. Bye guys. I hope you enjoyed my video today. I gotta throw one dance move in. I can only do baby dance moves because my elbow. Oh my god, someone stop me.